Hi guys, Squirrel here, welcome back to another episode of Trucking Diaries EU. And you may remember that we ended up in Vienna, down here, and we drove... Crikey, where did we drive down from? I can't actually remember where we drove down from. We worked our way from Wrocław to Dresden to Prague to Brno, and we're down in Vienna. I'm trying to explore new territories as best as possible. I've had to turn off Pro Mods at the moment because I'm on 126 now, and Pro Mods is not yet compatible with 126, so you can see we're missing all the bits and pieces that come with Pro Mods, particularly the density down here. And we've now got Vive la France, which means we've all got the French stuff to do. It's good. At some point, Pro Mods will work with 126, and then at some point, Pro Mods will work with Vive la France, at which point I'll have both Pro Mods and Vive la France in here, and we'll have a lot of driving to do. So it's all looking good in that sense. What I've done is I've gone ahead and picked a job. Now, we need to rest soon, in 1.5 hours in fact, which means we're going to have to rest en route. Just to recap, we are level 7, we've hardly got any money, and if we look at the company manager now and our driver manager, we're starting to bring in little bits of money. So, you know, he's on long distance now, she's starting to bring in a bit more. Yeah, it's slow progress, but we're getting there. We've got a couple of emails, probably from the bank maybe, I don't know. Bank saying your account overdraft has been settled. Yeah, okay, whatever. I went overdrawn and paid them back. Checks in the post, buddy. Let's get started up. There we go. Let's get the side lights on. And, okay, my track IR appears to have stopped working, which is interesting, because it was working a second ago. So I don't know what's going on there. Let me very quickly get track IR working. I'll be right back. Ah, there we go. Track IR is now working. I have no idea what happened. But let's get on the road. I'm going to have to bring up my little map overlay because we don't have a sat-nav yet. Just a lowly little Scania. The RGL Scania. I noticed some comments saying that I should have gone for the 4 Series. Funnily enough, the Scania RGL 4 Series is dependent on this particular adder that I'm using right now, which is also from RGL. So I kind of could have configured both. I like the Scania 4 Series from RGL. Maybe I should have gone with it, but when I look at the inside of it, compared to, say, this thing, I don't know, it just looks a little bit plasticky now. But it's a great mod, it really is a terrifically good mod, and maybe I should have gone for it, but, you know, we're committed now. I haven't got the money to switch around, so I'm afraid we're going to have to stick with this thing. Although, as a first truck, you know, I think it looks pretty good. I would love it in the game, I think I've said this before, I would love it in the game if it was possible to even, you know, just buy second-hand trucks with a, you know, a couple of million miles on them. Just get things nice and cheap, maybe a little bit rusty or dirty or dented or unreliable. Little throwbacks to when I used to play games like Ports of Call on the Commodore Amiga many moons ago. But that's the kind of gameplay that I would yearn for. Sadly, it doesn't seem to be something that is even on the plan, not even on the agenda for SCS, which is a shame, I think, because that kind of gameplay is something I personally very much enjoy. Just starting out with a little bit of money and then getting second-hand vehicles because that's all you can afford, and then working your way up through into the new stuff. I think it's very rewarding when you do that, but as a gameplay choice, SCS is focused to have, you know, no crash damage, no even dirty vehicles, and certainly no second-hand vehicles. Which, you know, even the second-hand thing wouldn't be that hard to put in the game. God, my guy's yawning. Good grief. Talk about dropping a hint. I think we can make that. Yeah, be a bit cheeky. If I'd have done that with a trailer, that would have been a different story. Right, looks like a farm pickup. I'll show you where we're heading in a second. We're heading east, effectively. Trying to get across the map and discover new cities. New dealers, new recruitment agencies, and anything I can find. But it does mean we're going to be driving through the night, which is not bad. I mean, I don't mind the odd night episodes. Quite often I'll turn off the fatigue just so that I don't have to drive through the night, because I don't think... Whoa! I don't think it makes as interesting viewing as the daytime run, but it's not realistic to just do daytime runs all the time like this, particularly not long haul stuff. And also, if I did turn off the fatigue simulation, I could earn more money a lot more quickly. Because I wouldn't have to sleep for 8 hours a day, which means it is a bit of a cheat, to be honest. Is it that one? That one, isn't it? It is a little bit of a cheat when you turn it off. You can earn more money per 24 hours. Okay, where's the reverse gear gone? Seriously? Where's the reverse gear gone? Well, that's interesting. There it is. There it is. It's in RL, not in RH. 8-speed box with a single reverse, which means when I'm in H, there is no reverse gear. Let's have a look. Transport routier sur mesure. Lovely. How very French. Is it me or does the whole thing seem to be tipping down forward a bit? Ah, there we go. It's because the trailer's axle was on the back of the curb, though. That's how it spawned. Looks a bit weird. Right, let's have a look where we're going to stop. Well, actually, let's look at where we're going to go to. We're going to head east. We're going to go through Bratislava. Now, it would be perfect if we could make it to Bratislava, because we could go past that and then sleep here. I don't know if we're going to get there, to be quite honest with you. The less risky move involves sleeping at Vienna, just down the road here. And then going on to Bratislava. We could risk it for a biscuit. And then when we get here, there's nothing else to discover, only the city. Banska Brstica. Or Brstica, I'm not sure how you say it. But it's going to take us east, and then after that, you know, we could look at maybe Budapest. It depends what jobs we get spawning here. Well, let's get on the road. Whoa, how heavy is this thing? This thing feels like a ton. 24 tons, good grief. That's a lot of peas. Yeah, just a 300 brake engine. We're going to have to work the 8 gears. Ideally, I could get a 12-speed box in here, but I just couldn't afford it. We're going to be on the breadline for a few journeys until the money starts coming in, I'm afraid. There we go. Let's have a look at when his next rest stop is. 49 minutes. Okay. I'm going to push it. Push the boat out, I think, and try and get down there. Let's put the lights on. Okay, we are slightly speeding. I'm sure he doesn't mind moving over, do you, pal? Acceleration is non-existent on this thing. My foot is flat on the floor here. Crikey. So, how are you all doing with your Christmas shopping? And can you actually believe that 2016 is almost over? I can't. I honestly can't. And in terms of my shopping, I've probably done about a third of it, I reckon. Typically me leaving everything to the last minute. Some people I knew, or I know I should say, some people I know did their shopping back in September. More of it did it in October. They're like, yep, hold on now. And I'm like, what? It's not even November, you can't go shopping yet. And then November came, and then November flew by. And the Black Friday deals came, and they were quite frankly mostly rubbish. In fact, interestingly enough, on the Black Friday deals, I was looking at a monitor on Amazon and I just happened to leave the page closed. And leave the page open in my browser. And then I thought, I wonder if that'll be cheaper tomorrow given that it's Black Friday. And so I opened up the page on Black Friday and I could not believe what I saw. The price of it had gone up by £100. Yep. Up. In the supposed Black Friday deal, it had gone up by 100 quid. Which meant I sat there thinking to myself, I wonder if there are certain retailers out there who put the prices up on Black Friday because they know people will come to the site and buy things thinking that because it's Black Friday they're bound to be getting a good deal. When actually what they've done is put the price up because they know people are buying things on Black Friday. It's dubious, it's dodgy, it's not illegal. It may be considered to be immoral. Some people might consider that to be taking advantage and it's a free market. But my life, that opened my eyes to that one. When I saw that firsthand, and I had both pages side by side, I was looking at them going, wow. I'm so glad I kept that page open, because if somebody had told me this, I wouldn't have believed it. But yeah, as they say, caveat emptor, which is Latin for buyer beware. In other words, don't buy. If you buy something, it's on your head, you know. It's up to you to check the prices, to make sure you've got a good deal, to make sure you've got the right thing, etc. So as a result, I didn't actually buy very much on Black Friday. I actually think that it's not what it used to be anymore. A couple of years ago, Black Friday from Amazon was amazing. You'd sit there and the offers were like coming through and timing out like after a couple of hours, and you had a window of time to decide, I'm going to buy this. And I bought like really good things, like I bought an angle poised lamp and it was like 33% off the price, you know. Not anymore. It's like Black Friday is now Black Friday week, and then we've got Cyber Monday to follow. In fact, they're even talking about a Cyber Monday week now, so it's just getting a bit silly. It's getting daft. But in terms of my Christmas presents, you know, I bought some stuff, but nothing like what I need to buy. I need to find some time to sit down and just shop. I'm not the kind of person that goes into shops buying things, and I just don't like it. I don't like Christmas crowds, you know. So a lot of my shopping, I've always done online. Always. As a result, I think I've had an Amazon account for probably more than most people have, I think. I can't remember the year I started it, but it was something like 1998 when I first got an Amazon account, you know? It's pretty old. It's pretty old. But that's the way I like to shop. Get it all delivered. And the whole Amazon Prime thing is, you know, I got that years ago because I love free delivery. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. I get it all free delivery now, so it's brilliant. Win-win. That blue water tower there, it looks really nice. In the UK, water towers like that tend to be just these horrible grey concrete things, but that one, that's stylish, that is. Do you know what? I think I am going to get fined. Where the heck are we? Yeah, we've actually got... This is longer than I thought. My guy is overdue. I could really do without this fine. It's not cheap either. I can't remember. Is it 250 or is it 500 euros? Oh man. I'm going to get at least one before I get there. I do have a slight criticism of the game though, and that's there aren't enough rest areas en route. If I was a truck driver and my tacho was running out right now, you know, I wouldn't be looking to break the law. I'd be thinking to myself, I'm just going to pull over somewhere. What is that guy doing? But in this game you can't. You have to find a designated rest area. What is this? Is this the border crossing? Yeah, I'd expect to see a lot more people at a border crossing. It's all very quiet. Alright, let's get up to 80 and see if we can actually make it. On time. Bratislava beckons. Although I really don't want to put 24 tons of peas all over the carriageway, if I'm honest. That could get pretty messy. Wow, 30? Are you serious? It went from 80 to 30? How does that even work? Right, I am using Jazzy Cat trailer packs. They do work in 1.26, by the way. Depends when you watch this video. You may have to go to his website. He always pushes them onto his website first. If you put Jazzy Cat into Google, you'll find his website. It's in English and Russian. And down the left, it's not the best design site, if I'm honest. It's simple and effective, but down the left it'll say like ETS2 trailer packs or ETS2 AI and that kind of thing. You can figure it out, but like I say, it's not the... Sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush to go to sleep. Thanks. It's not the easiest thing, but you can download it there first, and then it ends up in the mod websites, and then it also ends up on the forum at some point, on SCS forum. But if you just go and direct, you can get the 126 stuff, and you know, I really like Jazzy Cat stuff. I think he's done a lot for the Euro Truck community, and I think his trailer packs are just some of the most complete ones there are. And every time there's a patch comes out for Euro Truck and it breaks all the trailer packs, I sit there pining like, oh, come on, Jazzy Cat, make it work, son. There are some of the great ones, like Chris 45 trailer packs, really nice as well. But I've often rolled with Chris 45 and Jazzy Cat as well, which gives you insane amounts of stuff. But in that moment after release, when none of the trailer packs are working, it's painful. Do we want to go left? No, let's go straight on. No, let's go left. Let's go left. Let's go past the rip gearbox. Let's go past the discoverable. Although arguably I should have gone straight on and turned right and slept. This is risky. What? Who the heck was that? Ah, Mercedes-Benz. It's a pity I can't just sleep on the forecourt there. Well, that's another thing I'm missing is the company things. You know, that change all the companies to real companies. Missing that as well. Oh, these lights aren't doing me any favours. The hotel beckons. It's over the road. We may make this, we may not. We'll see. Right, that could be the last warning, in which case I've got a bit of time before it'll find me, so we should be okay. I'm just going to go straight in, forward, bump, sleep, done. Tell you what, hauling out first gear, I gotta ride the clutch a bit. Wow, that guy actually stopped in front of the junction, look at that. That's just insane, that jump there. Absolutely insane. I'll do. Lights off, parking brake is on, engine off, and sleep. Whew. Right, now we can calm down a bit. Have a quick look at the journey ahead. We're going to head east on Route 1, which is going to take us straight into Bratislava, and then we're going to... I think it's Stokes, is it? Is it Stokes or Eurogoodies? Looks like Eurogoodies, actually. Yeah, it's Eurogoodies. Right, now I've got to get out of here. That shows you how much power I don't have. Because I just stalled it just by trying to push back this 24-ton trailer. It's actually kind of hard to see where we're going here. Ouch, that doesn't sound good. And we'll put the beacons on for what good it'll do. Quite frankly, reversing out into a main road is never really going to go very well. I'm going to try and not hit that guy's truck because I don't really want to find. Okay, that worked out. It was close, but it worked out. So yeah, 2016 coming to a close. I am thinking about the channel, where we're going to go in 2017. I'm going to make a video where I'm going to sort of talk about that kind of thing. I've also got some other video ideas that I'm looking to do in 2016, I should add. Some more about those later. I'm at Insomnia this weekend, gaming festival down at the NEC. So if you happen to be... Wow, look at that. 4L is no... If you happen to be down at the NEC in Birmingham this weekend, I'll be there on Saturday. I'll be live streaming out of the Asus booth. Pop along and say hi, if you're there. Rip gearbox, good grief. I'm finding it tough with this 8-speed gears. I'm so used to having 12 and up that working 8-speed is actually quite tricky. The ratio gaps in between and the engine power of 300 is actually making it quite hard work. I hear a boat down there or something. What is that noise? Can you hear that? Sounds like it's coming from the right. That is kind of strange. So I'll be at Insomnia, then after that I'll be back and making a whole bunch of videos on the road to Christmas. I'm going to try and put together a Christmas kind of video of some description. Maybe to play out on Christmas Day. Okay, that noise is annoying me now. What else have we got to do? Yeah, I might just make a video to wrap up the year, I think, and talk about what's gone on. And then we're into 2017 before we know it. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. She has flown by. I did hope that we would hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of this year. It looks like we're going to be pretty close. I think we're coming up for 490, I think. Roundabout now, coming up for 490. So we're very, very close, but I don't think it's going to happen. And some people have often said, "What are you going to do for your 500k video?" I don't know. If you've got any ideas, I'll be all ears. I honestly don't know what to do for a 500,000 subscriber video. I mean, it's just crazy. I would have preferred it if it had happened not at Christmas, because Christmas is already pretty busy, and having that arrive in Christmas is really kind of annoying timing, but it's not something I have any control over. I'm grateful, I'm happy for getting 500,000 subs, but in terms of putting a video together, this is probably the worst time. So I don't know. I'm kind of looking to make a highlights video as well. Actually reminds me, I'll drop a link in the video description. I'm looking for your submissions to like the best moments of 2016. I'm looking to make like a highlight video. So if you've got a video from 2016 of mine, and there's a bit in it that you think should be in the highlight video of 2016, then I'll leave a link in the video description. You can submit it in a form. You can submit as many clips as you like. You just need to get a link to the video and then like the timestamp where it happens, and then just say why it's funny and what your name is. That's it. And if your clip gets used, I'll put your name in the video and we'll use the clip. But it has to be one of my videos, and it has to be from 2016. That's the only criteria. But it can be something interesting, something funny, something whatever, something cool, something memorable. Just some kind of highlight bit that you think should go in a 2016 highlight video. So yeah, get your submissions in. The link is in the video description. It's quite simple form. It's a Google form. And then I'll collect them all together and see what I can do. If I get enough clips, I'll make the video. Oh, look at that view. Look at the distance there. There's the sky is just starting to turn blue, and is that like an aerial mast or something on top there? Kind of looks like it. Looks so good. I love driving at this time in the morning. The thing is, I'm not the kind of person that's ever up at this time of morning, If it gets to this time, I'm probably just about going to bed after a long night. But I never get up. There are people who get up at like 3, 4 a.m. and then go to work. There are people who work through the night. I'm just not one of them. I do love dawn, but I don't see many of them. I always see sunsets, you know. If you think about your life, do you see more sunrises than sunsets? Or do you see them in equal measure? Because I definitely see a lot more sunsets than I ever see sunrises. I guess that makes me what my stepdad would call a mushroom, where I only come out at night. I never really quite understood the phrase mushroom, only come out at night, because I don't think that's what mushrooms do. I could be wrong. But I used to say I was a mushroom. Because I'd often sleep through the morning and get up at like 11, 12 o'clock in the daytime. But then I'd be up till like 3 in the morning, you know? I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. It's whatever works for you. I mean, it's what you got to fit it around your life, haven't you? So if you fit it around your school or your work life, then whatever your working pattern is or your school pattern is, you tend to have to follow that. But if you had no restrictions, like if you didn't have to go to work or you didn't have to go to school, what would your pattern be? What would you kind of base it around? You base it around your family? Or if you live alone, you can do what you like? What natural pattern would you fall into and why? Because usually there's a reason for it. Usually there's something that you do through the day or through the night that is your main focus, and it kind of dominates the reason for why you're awake at that time or why you sleep. There's usually external factors or family factors or job factors that cause it, I think. And I think with me, what happens is I would love to get up early and then get recording, but what actually happens is I end up going to bed very late at night or early in the morning, like 2, 3 in the morning, because, you know, I tend to get a lot more peace at that point. I'm not being funny, but the family tend to sort of be going to bed because they've got to get up the next morning, so they'll go to bed and I kind of get a bit of peace. I don't get distracted as much, so I can do my own thing. And I think that's why I do it. And then I'll see them in the afternoon and in the evening when our times overlap again. Uh-oh, wrong lane! Single lane drop off. Yeah, this is actually a really nice time of day to drive in though. Look at this. Beautiful. I'm wondering when the new Scania is going to get put into Eurotruck. I know that on the SCS blog I saw that they were down at the Scania factory and they were 3D modelling the new Scania S, and it, you know, which means they're working on it. Wow, look at the night, look at the lighting on that building. Is that a shopping centre? That is brilliant. Look at that. So I know they're working on it, but SCS has told us before when I went down to see SCS, you know, that it takes them about 6 months to do a truck, and that doesn't even include the licensing side of things. Now I assume they're going to get licensing for it anyway. Oh, not that one. I assume they're going to get licensing for it because they've already got Scanias in the game, and the fact that Scania have allowed them to come and 3D model a truck, I think that says a lot about the actual situation from a licensing perspective. But it takes them 6 months just to do the outside and the inside. Then they've got to make all their paint skins work with it. All the existing paint pack DLCs they've got have to be modelled onto the truck. It's a lot of effort to make one. So if it is 6 months work, we're going to be looking at middle of 2017 before we see that thing. However, will somebody try and do a model of it first? I'm guessing not. The Renault Range T has been out quite a while now, and not only is it not in the game, but it's not even been made into a mod. Somebody had a go at it, but then it kind of fell over and crashed when I tried it. So I don't know. It's likely to make it as a mod before it'll make it out of SCS, I guess. But what will the quality be like? I would love to see somebody like RGL or Ohaha, although I don't think Ohaha makes Scania. It tends to focus on Volvo and DEF, and I think he's mostly given up on the modding side of things anyway now, taken over by people like Pendragon. But yeah, RGL could do it. He loves Scanias. he could do a Scania S, and I would be so flipping grateful if he did. Because I really like the new Scania. I think it's a quality truck. And one day I would hope to get to drive one down at the Scania factory. Look at that trailer. That's pretty cool. Don't think I've hauled that one. That's going to be quite heavy. Those things are going to be a few tons each. I can't actually see the lights, which is not terribly helpful. Come on, Mr. Renault. What a lovely grey colour. Okay, so should I stop indicating? Would that help you to get moving? That is a spitting image of a Pilkington's trailer, Pilkington's glass trailer, in a darker green colour and a different logo. Pilkington's Glass, who used to be headquartered in my hometown of St Helens. In fact, St Helens was one of the biggest glass output towns in the world at one point. It had all the major glass manufacturers there. Pilkington's, Triplex, Ravenhead. Who was the other one? There's another one as well. Pilkington's, Ravenhead, Triplex, United Glass. They were all there. There was all very good reasons for it as well. A lot of it's to do with the layout of the minerals around, and the Manchester Ship Canal and all kinds of other things. There's actually a glass museum in St Helens, which if you ever go to St Helens, I can't think of why you would, apart from to go to Glass Museum, but it's well worth a trip. It's very interesting. If you're wondering where St Helens is, it's in between Liverpool and Manchester in England. That'll do. Look at that on the side there. What's Fleisch? I think Fleisch means meat. I think. Something, something, and meat. Das Fenst aus Fleisch. There's something of meat. Don't know that word. I'm guessing. Right, let's have a look how we did. Oops. Sorry for punching the microphone. 6,800 euros. 373 XP. That takes us halfway towards level 8. Means our money is back up to a slightly more healthy 15,000. Don't know if they brought in any cash while they were around. Ooh, 1,200. That's gone up substantially. Yeah, look, he's got himself a long distance point now, which is beautiful. So that's going to really help matters. But yeah, that was a fun little journey. Let's go and park up over here. Nothing to discover here, so we'll just go over to the rest area. Banska Bystrica is how I assume we say this name. Besser mit dem Bus. It's better with the bus. Or better on the bus. Better with the bus? I think it's better with the bus. Only 8 euros. Well, that depends on where you're going, doesn't it? City to city. Yeah, 8 euros is pretty cheap if you're going to go from one city to another. Wow, it's like flipping rush hour here. Look at it. It's only 5 in the morning. What's with all the traffic? Hans Brockner, KG. I love these trailers. They're brilliant. Scott Lee from Scotland? What the heck are you doing here? Whoa! Okay, so he just stopped aggressively and for no good reason that I could tell, other than there was a gap here. There was nobody crossing, he just hit the brakes. So that happened. Because he doesn't have physics to deal with, he can just stop on a dime and I can't. So yeah. 2% damage to the truck. Luckily I didn't get a fine. Otherwise that would have hurt the bottom line. Could have done without that though. Other than that, it was a fairly successful trip. Okay, park and brake. Lights are off. Engine is off. We are done for another Trucking Diaries EU. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Don't forget the link in the video description if you want to submit a clip, as I said. Take care. Happy trucking.